Hey guys, I'm super excited to release the new series of videos on this car. This is one of the biggest things I wanted to do with this car. You've seen some maintenance I've done, some restoration, but since I was able to obtain a pretty bone stock car, I wanted to document the changes, that small modifications, general modifications that we do to these cars and release them to the public. So there is a great thread on RX7club.com made by Banzai Racing where they did something similar. They took a pretty close to stock car. I believe the only modification was a downpipe, which is similar to this. Japanese RX7s didn't have a pre-cat, so they have a clear pipe. It's not a 3-inch downpipe like what they had on there. But they took a pretty bone stock car and they just did the basic upgrades that RX7 owners do if they keep the stock twins on them. This isn't going to be affecting the people that want to go single because it's not going to be too relevant. That's a totally different system. But this is for those guys like me that want to keep the heritage of the car, keep the factory twins as sequential. It's hard to find a bone stock car like this. It took me over a year to locate a factory exhaust system for this thing, and that's why it's taken me so long to make these videos. So big shout out to Kevin at RX7parts.com. This couldn't have been done without him. I could have obtained another stock exhaust system from different places, but it would cost me $500 just to do one dyno run. You know, I didn't want to do that, so Kevin was able to hook me up with one finally. But like I said, it took me over a year to find the parts. I have parts sitting in my closet that have been there for over 2 years that I'm itching to put on this car, but I really wanted to make this video series and do it as best as I could. It's a rare occasion that we have the opportunity to dyno a bone stock car. Great compression on the car, all faces of each rotor, so lower mileage for those who haven't been watching the videos. It's about 45,000 miles, unopened keg, factory twins, everything's stock in the powertrain from the intake box all the way to the exhaust now. So in the first video, I'm going to be dynoing this bone stock, and then while it's still on the dyno, I'm going to replace the catback exhaust with the APEXi super megaphone that I had on the car originally, and then we can just compare if it even makes any difference. You know, this is still factory cat. Me personally, I think I might see like a 2 to maybe 5 horsepower gain on the top end. Just because it's a 3-inch exhaust versus a stock, and that's pretty much where you're going to see the increase from my experience in these. But I don't have much experience dynoing a JDM car, so I'm used to working on the USDMs. So you have the pre-cat on there, which makes a big difference. That's usually one of the first modifications you do. This does not have a pre-cat, like I stated before, so that's not an issue. But yeah, I'm excited to get this going. I hope you guys watch. I took sound clips of each exhaust before and after I installed them, so I got a sound clip you'll hear in a minute for the bone stock factory catback, cold start, and then revving. You're gonna have the APEXi super megaphone, cold start, and then revving. The APEXi super megaphone is very similar to the modern APEXi single muffler that they install now, but this is 25 years old. So in the future, I'm going to be putting a different catback on it anyway, but most 3-inch catbacks are going to give the same performance upgrade for a stock FD, especially when you have the factory cat on it. All it is just opening up the exhaust after the cat, so you're really only going to see gains, in my opinion, in the higher RPM ranges. But only time will tell, right? So yeah, throw your estimates down in the comments, and I would like to hear them, and we'll see how this goes. I hope you enjoy the video.
As you probably noticed from the exhaust clip, the APEXi exhaust is actually a little bit quieter than the factory. In reality, it sounds like they're about the same decibel level, but the APEXi gives just a little bit lower tone. This particular exhaust on the car is probably a good 25 years old. They have not made this exhaust for quite some time. It has since been replaced with the APEXi hybrid megaphone, and I believe the newest is the hybrid megaphone Evolution. As you can see pictured here, it's essentially the same exhaust. I believe the upgrade is the whole system is stainless now, whereas on my car, the piping looks like it was maybe mild steel. All the piping diameters look to be the same as the current measurements as posted here. This exhaust is meant to be street legal, which obviously it is. It's very quiet, has a good tone to it, and I would expect a very nominal increase. Due to this exhaust being near stock, other than the piping diameter, I don't see it giving much of a horsepower increase, if any. The stock main cat on the RX7 still remains to be the largest restriction in the system, so the catback should not make a large difference, but I guess we'll find out on the dyno.